Imagine walking into a Japanese home and committing a single mistake that makes everyone freeze in horror. Or unknowingly giving someone a wrong gift that sends a completely opposite message.
Nope.
Sounds shocking, right? Stay with us as we unravel 15 jaw-dropping Japanese taboos you must avoid. And wait till we get to number 6, because it's something even experienced travelers often overlook. Hi fellow adventurers, welcome to our channel, your ultimate guide to exploring the world's most fascinating cultures. Japan is known for its rich traditions and impeccable manners, but diving into this unique culture unprepared could leave you red-faced. Today, we're breaking down 15 Japanese taboos that could lead to some awkward moments if you're not careful. Whether you're visiting for the first time or you're a Japanophile, these insights will definitely come in handy. Let's jump right in. Story time. Imagine this scenario. You've just arrived at your Japanese friend's home. The host greets you with a warm smile and gestures for you to come in. You step inside, chatting excitedly, only to realize that the air feels heavy. That's when it hits you. You're still wearing your shoes. In Japan, the home is considered a sacred space, a sanctuary where the outside world, with all its dirt and chaos, must remain at the door. The genkan, or entryway, is not just a practical spot to leave your shoes, but a symbolic barrier between the clean inside and the unclean outside. Many Japanese homes provide indoor slippers for guests, a gesture of hospitality and care. But here's a tip, those slippers are strictly for common areas. True story, a foreign exchange student once visited a host family and enthusiastically wore their slippers into a tatami room, a traditional space with straw mats. The family politely corrected him, but the student's embarrassment lingered. Tatami mats are delicate and absorbent, and stepping on them with slippers, or worse, shoes, can damage them and be seen as highly disrespectful. Always switch to socks or go barefoot in these areas. Even in schools, children are required to change into indoor shoes, known as uwabaki, to preserve the cleanliness of the classrooms. This practice is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture from a young age, emphasizing respect for shared spaces. Now that you know about shoes, let's talk about something even more surprising, chopstick etiquette. You'll want to avoid the next mistake at all costs. Imagine this. You're at a cozy Japanese dinner with friends, savoring the delicate flavors of the meal. As you finish, you absent-mindedly stick your chopsticks upright into your bowl of rice. Suddenly, the room goes silent, and the once friendly atmosphere turns tense. What just happened? In Japan, placing chopsticks upright in rice is a symbol associated with funerals. Specifically, this act resembles a ritual offering made to the deceased. By doing this at the dining table, you're unintentionally invoking death, a deeply unsettling gesture for those around you. So, what should you do? When taking a break from eating, rest your chopsticks on a hashioki, chopstick holder, or place them neatly across the rim of your plate or bowl. This shows consideration for your dining companions and keeps the atmosphere light and respectful. Pro tip, another major faux pas is passing food directly from one pair of chopsticks to another. This action mirrors a funeral practice where bones of the deceased are transferred between family members using chopsticks. If you need to share food, use the communal serving utensils provided. Cultural story. In a Tokyo izakaya pub, a group of tourists unknowingly passed food between chopsticks during dinner. The bartender gently corrected them, explaining the taboo. The tourists were mortified but appreciated learning the cultural nuance. Chopsticks are more than eating utensils in Japan. They're imbued with cultural and spiritual significance. Handling them correctly shows not just good manners, but also respect for Japanese traditions. Think you've mastered chopsticks? There's an even trickier rule about crossing them. Stay tuned to find out more. You're walking hand in hand with your partner through a vibrant Tokyo street. The neon signs are glowing, and the energy is electric. Feeling the moment, you lean in for a kiss. Suddenly, you notice people around you exchanging awkward glances. Why? In Japan, public displays of affection, PDA, are generally considered inappropriate. While holding hands is acceptable, more intimate gestures like hugging, kissing, or even prolonged physical contact can make others uncomfortable. This stems from Japan's emphasis on modesty and maintaining social harmony. Private emotions and relationships are often kept discreet, reflecting the culture's value on respect for personal and communal space. Generational insight. The younger generation influenced by Western media is becoming more accepting of PDA. You might spot couples holding hands or sharing brief hugs in urban areas like Tokyo or Osaka. However, even among youth, overtly affectionate acts remain uncommon. Insider tip: if you're visiting rural areas or attending formal events, avoid any form of PDA altogether. These settings are often more conservative, and breaking the unspoken rule can leave a lasting negative impression. Cultural reflection. In Japan, affection is often expressed through actions rather than words or public gestures. A husband might show love by making sure his wife's favorite dish is prepared, or a friend might go out of their way to help without being asked. Speaking of subtle cultural cues, bowing plays a massive role in Japanese etiquette. But there's one hidden rule about bowing that even seasoned travelers miss. Let's dive into it next. In Japan, bowing isn't just a casual gesture. It's a nuanced art that communicates respect, gratitude, and apology. The angle, depth, and duration of the bow vary depending on the situation, making it an essential skill for anyone visiting or living in Japan. For casual interactions like greeting friends, a slight nod or a 15-degree bow is appropriate. However, in formal situations, meeting elders, bosses, or attending a wedding, a deeper bow, around 30 to 45 degrees, is customary. Insider story: a colleague of mine attended a business meeting in Tokyo. He gave a casual nod to his Japanese counterparts, thinking it was sufficient. The stiff smiles and awkward silence afterward were a clear sign he'd underestimated the importance of bowing. Pro tip: bowing too shallowly in a formal setting can come across as disrespectful, while bowing too deeply in an informal situation might seem overly submissive. The golden rule? Mirror the other person's bow if you're unsure. It's a safe middle ground. Mastered the bow? Let's move to social drinking, where another layer of unspoken etiquette comes into play. Picture this. You're riding the famous Shinkansen, bullet train, speeding past breathtaking Mount Fuji. The carriage is silent except for the faint hum of the train. Suddenly, your phone rings and you answer with a cheerful, "Hello." Cue the side eyes from everyone around you. In Japan, trains and buses are regarded as spaces of quiet reflection. Talking loudly, laughing, or taking phone calls disrupts this peaceful environment and is considered impolite. Instead, switch your phone to silent mode and keep conversations to a minimum. If you must take a call, move to the designated areas often available on long-distance trains. Fun fact: this cultural preference for quiet extends beyond transportation. Even in busy cities like Tokyo, the sound of silence is respected in libraries, waiting rooms, and even bustling cafes. Speaking of etiquette in social spaces, what about gatherings? Let's dive into some fascinating rules about slippers. Indoor slippers in Japan are a lifesaver, keeping feet clean and comfortable. But they come with their own set of rules, especially when it comes to tatami rooms, traditional spaces with straw mats. Tatami mats are delicate and sacred, often used in tea ceremonies, traditional inns, or temples. Wearing slippers, or worse, bathroom slippers, on tatami is a major faux pas. True story: a tourist once wore bright pink bathroom slippers into a tatami room during a traditional tea ceremony. The gasps from the attendees were audible, and the host subtly offered socks to rectify the situation. When entering a tatami room, always remove your slippers at the doorway and step in barefoot or with socks. This gesture shows respect for the host and preserves the integrity of the tatami. Think slipper rules are strict? Wait until you hear about the surprising taboos in Japan's gift-giving culture. It's a chilly winter morning in Kyoto, and your nose starts to run. Instinctively, you pull out a tissue and blow your nose. Nearby, a few locals subtly avert their eyes, their discomfort evident. In Japan, blowing your nose in public is considered unhygienic and impolite. Instead, the cultural norm is to sniff discreetly until you can excuse yourself to a restroom or private space. Fun fact, while sniffing might seem odd or even rude in some cultures, it's a less disruptive option in Japan. Pro tip, carry a handkerchief or pocket tissues. They're lifesavers, not just for discreet sniffing, but also for drying hands, as many public restrooms in Japan lack paper towels. Gestures convey meaning, but in Japan, pointing with your finger can come across as rude or aggressive. Instead, the polite way to direct attention is by using your entire hand with the palm open and fingers together. Cultural insight. This practice stems from Japan's emphasis on subtlety and non-confrontation in social interactions. If you're indicating yourself, avoid pointing to your chest. Instead, gesture gently toward your nose, a more culturally accepted practice. And speaking of hands, you might be unknowingly breaking another taboo with chopsticks. Stay tuned. You're strolling through a lively Japanese market, munching on takoyaki or sipping matcha from a takeaway cup. While it might feel normal, eating or drinking while walking is generally frowned upon in Japan. Why? It's considered messy and disruptive to the cleanliness and orderliness of public spaces. Locals typically stand or sit at a designated eating area to enjoy their food. Pro tip, if you're eating street food, look for nearby benches, designated eating corners, or politely finish your snack at the vendor's stall. Cultural note, this norm ties into Japan's broader value of mindfulness, taking time to enjoy your food rather than rushing through it. Gift-giving in Japan is a deeply symbolic act, steeped in tradition and meaning. But the wrong choice can unintentionally convey negative messages. For example, sharp objects, knives or scissors symbolize severing ties. Sets of 4. The number 4, shi, sounds like the word for death in Japanese, making it an inauspicious choice. Money without an envelope. Giving cash is common, but it must be presented in a decorative envelope to signify respect. Instead, opt for neutral gifts like beautifully packaged sweets, sake, or small household items. If you're attending a wedding or funeral, follow the specific guidelines for appropriate gifts, such as envelopes with specific ribbons and colors. Speaking of cultural subtleties, did you know there's an entire etiquette system for eating sushi? Stick around for more insights. In Japan, drinking at social gatherings is a communal experience steeped in unspoken rules of etiquette. Pouring your own drink? That's a major faux pas. Instead, observe this practice. Keep an eye on your companion's glasses. When someone's glass is empty, offer to pour their drink, a gesture that symbolizes thoughtfulness and respect. Likewise, wait for others to refill your glass. Pro tip, use both hands when pouring or holding the bottle. It's a sign of politeness. Fun fact, in formal settings, superiors will often pour drinks for their juniors first, creating a unique hierarchy of respect. Now that you've mastered the art of pouring, let's move to an equally important custom: how to sit properly in formal settings. Sitting in Japan isn't just about finding a comfortable position. It's a reflection of your respect for the host and the occasion. For formal gatherings, particularly in traditional settings like tea ceremonies or temples, the seiza position is expected. This involves kneeling on the floor with your legs folded underneath you and your hands resting on your thighs. But beware, seiza can be physically demanding, especially if you're not used to it. If the position becomes unbearable, try subtly shifting to sit cross-legged, but only if the setting is informal. Insider tip: if sitting on the floor is too uncomfortable, some gatherings provide small chairs or cushions called zabuton. Always accept these graciously if offered. Ready to tackle your next dining experience? Let's talk about a surprising cultural norm around tipping. Imagine finishing a delicious meal at a cozy ramen shop in Tokyo. You leave a generous tip on the table, expecting a grateful smile, but instead, the staff rushes to return your money. In Japan, tipping is not only unnecessary but can also be seen as rude or insulting. Exceptional service is the norm, and attempting to tip might imply that the staff isn't adequately compensated. If you'd like to show appreciation, a simple "arigatou gozaimasu," thank you very much, or a thoughtful gift is more appropriate. In rare cases where tipping is accepted, like for private tour guides, place the money in an envelope before offering it. Cultural note: in Japan, money is exchanged with care. Always hand cash directly to the recipient, using both hands, rather than leaving it on the table. Dining rules don't end here. Wait until you hear about chopsticks etiquette. Chopsticks might seem simple, but they carry layers of cultural significance in Japan. One major taboo: crossing chopsticks on your plate or bowl. This arrangement resembles symbols used in funerals and is considered bad luck. Instead, when you're not using your chopsticks, rest them neatly on a chopstick holder, hashioki, or across the edge of your plate. Pro tip: avoid other chopstick faux pas, like sticking them upright in rice or passing food directly from chopstick to chopstick. Both are tied to funeral practices. Fun fact: many Japanese restaurants provide disposable wooden chopsticks. After breaking them apart, lightly rub them together to remove splinters, but only in casual settings. Doing so in a formal setting might insult the host or chef. Now, let's flip the script on dining etiquette. Did you know slurping is not just acceptable, but encouraged? In most cultures, slurping food loudly might earn you disapproving stares. But in Japan, slurping your noodles is practically a sign of respect. When eating ramen, udon, or soba, slurping isn't just about enjoyment. It's believed to enhance the flavor by aerating the broth. The sound also signals to the chef that you're thoroughly appreciating their culinary skills. Pro tip: don't worry about making a mess. It's all part of the experience. Use the provided spoon or your chopsticks to guide the noodles into your mouth as you slurp. Fun fact: while slurping is encouraged for noodles, it doesn't apply to rice or other dishes. Keep those quieter. Think you've got Japanese dining figured out? Stick around for more cultural insights in our next video. So there you have it. 15 shocking Japanese taboos you need to know before your next trip. Which of these surprised you the most? Or did we miss one? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. You'll never miss an adventure with us. See you in the next one.